any man among you seemeth to be wise in this world, let him become a fool, that he may be wise.
I've been wanting to do a video on this, and I've waited, and then I saw this
welcome you to the freest state in
CPAC
these United States.
Speech. This is the governor of Florida, Ron DeSantis. Listen to this.
We were lucky to have CPAC in 2021, and I'm happy to inform you, 2021, Florida set an all-time record for domestic tourism coming into our state.
Or a bill he signed in Florida.
And those record numbers include a number of lockdown politicians who lock down their own people, restrict their own people, mandate governors, mayors, big TV hosts. They criticize Florida, and the first chance they get, what do? They escape to freedom in the state of Florida.
And keep in mind also, this is, politics. This is all dog and pony. This is all a sideshow. This is just a psychological operation designed to control your mind.
And why do even these biggest critics and lockdowners come to Florida? Well, I think it's simple. From the very beginning, we refused to let this state descend into some type of Faucian dystopia where people's freedoms are curtailed and their livelihoods are destroyed. We protected people's rights. We protected people's jobs. We protected small businesses, and we made sure that every kid in the state of Florida had an opportunity to go to school in person 5 days a week.
Which is probably a bad thing, to go to a public school. So he talks up, that's a good thing.
In Florida, we reject the biomedical security state, which erodes liberty, harms livelihoods, and divides our society. And we not only reject it if it's government, we have done things like ban vaccine passports and mandates.
See, those things sound good. They've banned that stuff, but you shouldn't have to ban it. I really don't agree with banning it anyway, because it should be a free will choice to do those things if you want to do them. If you want to get the jab, go ahead. If you want to wear a mask, go ahead. Or, if you don't, then don't do it. There shouldn't be a ban or not on it. No ban or a ban, whatever. You shouldn't have to tell me those things. But see, people look at this and they get caught up in this psychological operation. They say, oh, Ron DeSantis is for us, so I'm going to just follow this guy. But I'm going to show you a bill that he signed in Florida that will tell you quite the opposite of what he's saying right here.
Because it's unacceptable to simply subcontract out Fauciism to big companies. So we stood for freedom across the board, and the result has been Florida has defeated Fauciism. Freedom.
Okay, right there. We stood for freedom, and Florida has defeated Fauciism. Of course, he's talking about Dr. Fauci. Now I'm new to all this OBS stuff, so let me see if I can pull this up the correct way here. So let's see, let's go here. Here we go. So this article right here, now what we just watched was like the end of last month, February 20-something of 2022, was he gave that CPAC speech. Now look at this. This is on May 3rd, 2021. An article says, Governor Ron DeSantis, which is who we just watched, signs landmark legislation to ban you-know-what, and stem government overreach. Now look, it right here. It says, today Governor Ron DeSantis was joined by local legislators and small business owners in St. Petersburg, where he signed Senate Bill SB 2006, landmark legislation aimed at stemming the tide of local and state government overreach. Sounds beautiful, but I stand where you shouldn't have to do those things. I'm free, or we're supposed to be free. So freedom You don't need none of this stuff. You don't even have to say it. You make your choice, I make my choice. All right, then let's look at the bill here of what he signed. Sorry, new to this. All right, now look, here it is. Let's go all the way to the top here. So this is SB 2006, 2021 legislator. This is the bill out of the state of Florida that Ron DeSantis signed. If we go to page 38 here, 32, scroll down a little bit more, 36, 37, 38. I'm going to start here on this fourth segment, fourth part right here. Look at what this says. Ordering an individual to be examined, tested, that word, treated, isolated, or that word, for communicable, that word, that have significant morbidity or mortality and present a severe danger of public health. Individuals who are unable or unwilling to be examined, tested, that, or treated for reasons of this, religion, or conscience may be subjected to, may be subjected to isolation or, okay, continue. Examination, testing, this, or treatment may be performed by any qualified person authorized by who? By, of course, the state officer. If the individual poses a danger to the public, the state officer may subject the individual to isolation or this. If there is no practical method to isolate or, that word, the individual, the state officer may use any means necessary to do this or treat the individual. Look at that. Any means necessary. Now, we just listened to this guy do a CPAC speech, how he stood for freedom, how he didn't bow down to a government when it came to lockdowns and all these mandates. But this guy signed a bill, SB 2006, that says that the state, this officer, can use any means necessary to do this to you if you do not comply. Now, did this guy sound like he's on your side? No, of course not. It keeps going. Any order of the state, officer given to effectuate this paragraph is immediately enforceable by a law enforcement officer. I want to reiterate, I'm going to go back to this video. This guy claims he stood for freedom. But in this bill that he signed, it literally says that if you do not comply with Big Daddy government, then you can be forced by any means necessary to be jabbed. And this guy supposedly stands for freedom? Yeah. Give me a break. Now I'm going to skip to a few sections on this.
In the Sunshine State.
So we'll see, there's a...
We did it when we were taking fire.
Listen to this.
And we did it because my duty is to stand up and protect the freedoms and the jobs of the people I represent. And if that puts me in political jeopardy, then so be it. I will stand with them. I'm not going to try to protect my own hide.
Is this not hypocrisy? Is this not a liar? This guy in that bill just said by any means necessary, if you don't comply with the government, with the Florida government, then by any means necessary, we can Q-word you, you know what I'm talking about, isolate, and jab you. And this guy just said that, again, that he's going to stand for freedom and your rights. Yeah. One more little clip here, and then you can listen to this whole thing if you want to. Just Ron DeSantis CPAC speech. But listen to this right here.
We're going to have citizenship exams for graduating seniors, and we're giving teachers the opportunity to go through a civics boot camp and get a $3,000 bonus. Yes, we're against CRT, but what are we for? I'm for the Constitution. I'm for the Bill of Rights, and we need to have...
This guy's for the Constitution and the Bill of Rights. But I'll go back to it again. He is for the Constitution and the Bill of Rights. But he's also for this bill where we just read right here, all this whole section right here, that, you know, if you don't bow down to his rules, to the government rules, then he will force you by any means necessary to get jabbed and to be isolated. Look, of course, those with eyes can see, and those with ears can hear. This has been Stephen with Pardon My Folly, but hear me out.